Hi guys, Mike Boone here. This is my new channel called The Ride. Here I talk about bikes, e-bikes, scooters, anything that I can ride. If you're interested in riding bikes, this is the place to be. The co-op cycles Gen e1.1 and e1.2 are currently on sale. I don't know how long this will last. This could be a holiday thing. It started off just before the Cyber Monday sale, which is the Get Gear Out and Get Outside sale. They're still available in stock. And they come in 6 different colors for the different models, different combinations here going on. And you should pick one up if you are interested in getting one of your first e-bikes or a good general cargo utility bike you can use because it has extra weight capacity and storing capacity. And for you to mount things up here, you can pull burly trailers, for instance, out here and just use it for everyday multi-purpose use. Now, it is getting into almost December. Things are starting to get a little bit wet outside. One of the biggest issues that people are looking for is how to get fenders on here. What really surprised me is that REI themselves don't have fenders on these. Being that they are utility bikes, I feel like the next generation of this, generation E1. I don't know, maybe 1.3 or 1.2A, should include fenders. But because they don't have fenders right now, you're going to have to go through some other ways to get fenders and protect your clothing and upsplash and rain, mud, etc., depending on wherever you live. Okay. Here in California, not so bad. So I've been researching this, and it looks like Portland Design Works came out with full e-bike fenders for the E1.1 and 1.2 series. Unfortunately, they sold out really quickly. They only came in stock in November. Actually, this morning, they were showing that it was low stock. It was not out of stock yet. As you can see over here, you have it installed on a 1.2, and they show you the installation process and procedure. Obviously, I'm going to have my link here to this page. It's my affiliate link. Please use that on how to install this on the 1.2. Now, for the 1.1, there is a chance, that this will not work without some effort because the 1.1 has a suspension in front. So what you need in order to fit these on there is you're going to need to do a little bit of shop work, so to speak. The front stays, of course, because it's a suspension. You're going to have to adjust some of these things here, right here. Or you can get this fork adapter set from SKS. It may or may not be in stock right now. $6.99. Oh, I'll have a link before. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. There's something going on with a coupon code or something. It's called the fork adapter for the Suntour Rock Shop offset. Okay, this will make it so that you can attach the Portland Design Works e-bike fenders onto that. All right, so since this is out of stock, there's another third option, and I found this on Reddit, and that is to get the Tetra Fender G1, G2 set. Now, because this mounts directly on your fork stay and your rear, I forgot what that's called, seat stays, I believe, these would just clip on, and they'll work just fine. I've seen some examples of this working. I use Topic's similar mounting system for my front rack right now on one of my new e-bikes, and they really hold and they work great. You tighten them down, you put the Velcro around, okay, you clip it on, and then you tighten it down here using a screwdriver on this side. You can't see that, so it'll tighten it out and it would actually fit just fine. This is going for $63.96 today. It's Cyber Monday, of course. So if you get a chance to see this and you get a chance to grab one, right now is a good time to purchase. I'm not sure how long these sales go on, but obviously backcountry.com will have sales for other items that you may be interested in as well. So you can check those out. Now, as far as some other accessories for the bike, obviously get a nice lock for it. The only one that I see that works super well as far as not getting your bike stolen that is sold here, unfortunately, is $300. All right. If you live in a high theft area, this will all but ensure that the thief will have to work really hard because they cannot use angle grinders to grind through this without basically ruining a lot of the discs and a lot of time making a lot of noise. Okay, so this is your best bet. Get some other auxiliary, depending on how theft prone your location is. You may need to add some other bits and pieces of locks here. So personally, I add the hip lock on top of one of those folding locks. So I do the hip lock D1000, and then I have the Abus Bordeaux, one of these. The most expensive one that I have is this one, the Bordeaux Granite 6500K. And this just ensures that I have everything all locked up against wherever it is I need to. In fact, it'll be easier for the thief to cut through the thing that your bike is chained to rather than remove the chain. All right. And then on top of this, then I have an audible alarm, and then also have the AirTag. So pretty much if they're going to try to take my bike, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to work against them, and they're going to go for a different target or just not bother. Okay. So that's the idea. Okay. So you get the lock. The other thing you're going to want to get is potentially an extra charger, because these are on clearance right now. So e1.1 charger, there are two different ones depending on if you have the 1.1 or 1.2. That's over 51% off. They're both the same price at $21.93. You'll want this because you want an extra spare lying around. Okay, so if you keep one, if you have one at work, for instance, and you have one at home, this way you don't have to carry one of these things around. These are non-exclusive, right? These are Bafang, of course. The 1.2 requires a 48-volt one, and the 1.1 only requires the 42-volt. Wait a second. 42-volt, right? And then the 48-volt. So they're two different voltages. Make sure that you get the right one. The 1.2 obviously is the 48-volt one. It says so right there. And then the 1.1 is the 42-volt, which nominal, it's 36 volts for the battery pack system. Now, if you need additional range, of course, you can actually get more of these battery packs. They don't necessarily have them in stock here in REI. I see that they come and go. I don't see them online right now. Sometimes they're special order, but you can go through a third party. You can go to eBay, for instance, and probably find these battery packs to replace or extend the range of your E1.1 or 1.2. Now, I've heard people typically get up to 50 miles of range in average use. If you're a big hilly area, you're probably looking at about half that. So that's what you're looking at for each different charge of these. And you have to keep it outside. Then you'll also want to get a bike cover. Always a good idea to keep electronics outside of the rain too much here. I don't believe they have any bike covers here. Well, let me check. They only have the Brompton ones in stock, but you'll probably want to get into a bike cover. And for the most part, when I am checking on Amazon, you get what you pay for. So look for the heavier weight stuff. The really lightweight stuff is really prone to being flown away. So look into that. If I have some recommendations, I'll have links down below for that. So anyways, that's what I wanted to share on some of the first things that you might want to consider getting for the E1.1 or 1.2. One more thing, if you're getting the 1.2, you may want a shock suspension seat, stem, and let me see, suspension seat post. That's it. You'll probably want to get a suspension seat post. I've heard really great things about the Cane Creek for this, but I have personally went with, this is probably out of most people's price ranges for a bike of this size, but I found this to be extremely comfortable for that. When you pick up your bike, actually, you should probably order for pickup. This way the bike can be ready and prepped for you to test ride at REI. And then you can decide whether or not it works out for you. Plus, keep in mind that as long as you are an REI member, you get a whole year satisfaction guarantee on the products. Most products that they sell, including e-bikes, makes it a fantastic, great deal. Very little risk to you to go ahead and get one of these, and definitely get it before the sale runs out. I'm pretty sure that this will not drop in price anymore, at least until next year. These are about as low as they've been. Okay, let me know if you have any other questions about the E1.1 and 1.2, and if you have any stories to share about these. I'm looking forward to picking one up this December, and I'll give you my thoughts in more details about what I'm going to be using specifically on my own or our own e1.2. I'm looking towards 1.2. I want a little bit more range, more power, and I like the front rack. Don't really mind too much about the crazy potholes we have here. I find that they're fairly manageable, especially with the fat tires. Just don't inflate them up too much. Okay, please give this a like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you next one. Thanks for watching.